Hello, and welcome to our home buyers discussion. I'm Willie Cole with the Ease Group, brokered by eXp Realty, and I have here with me our lending partner, Diamond Ricketts, with Dash Home Loans. Today, we thought we wanted to have a discussion about some of the top questions that are asked by buyers when we're working with them, and so some of the things that keeps them up at night as well. So Diamond's going to help us answer some of those questions, and I thought we'd start with like the whole approval process. Like, why is it important to have an approval before a buyer starts looking at a home? I know why realtors ask. Excuse me, because when you're starting to look at homes and you find something you like, sometimes that process can take a long time. And while you're waiting for that approval process to go through, that home that buyer fell in love with could be gone. So from a lending standpoint, what is your take on it?
Yes, a pre-approval is like having a superpower. There's so much power in preparation, and the good thing about having a pre-approval, it kind of lets you know exactly where you stand. You know exactly what you qualify for, and most importantly, you're able to come up with a game plan so that whenever you're ready to purchase, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, you know exactly what steps are necessary to get there.
And you don't have to wait once you find that home that you like.
Oh no, I would recommend the day you think about purchasing a home, get a pre-approval. That way you know exactly where you stand. You don't want to wait until, say you want to buy in 6 months. You don't want to wait until that month before to get a pre-approval just because you don't know how close or far you are.
Right.
You don't necessarily know what your budget is, what numbers look like on paper, or if even purchasing the type of home that you're interested in is something that you really want to do.
Right. Right. So yeah, so that's the primary reasons for getting pre-approval. The next question that kind of comes up quite often for us, and I'm sure it does for you as well, is waiting for interest rates to go down versus the cost of mortgages now.
Yeah.
What is your take on that?
Well, it's common to think that rates are going to go down well, we don't know when. To be honest, we don't know when. But maybe if I give an example, say you find a home that's priced at 350K and rates go down 0.5%. That could save you about $100 a month in payment, which is great. But there's a downside to that. The minute the rates go down, there's going to be a ton of competition. We've seen situations where there's 5, 10, 15 offers on just one home. And because of that, that competition could take that $350,000 home to 360, 370, 380, who knows? So I think it's best to find a home that you love for a payment that you can afford now, because you don't want to you don't know how much you could pay for just waiting.
Right. So that amount of money that you're talking about saving, waiting for interest rates, you can eat that up when the mortgage costs go up, or you get into some sort of a bidding war with.
Yeah, and it just depends on what's more important to you, paying $30 or $40 extra because of the current rate, or paying that $20, $30, $40,000 more in sales price.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. We know that there's a lot of different financial incentives now to help people succumb that fear of their interest rates and those sorts of things. Maybe you can share some of those with us, some of those incentives that are out there today.
Yeah, well, when you're a first-time home buyer especially, it's a little intimidating, and in your eyes you think that this is something that's impossible or not achievable, but being a first-time home buyer gives you a sort of advantage because now you qualify for like down payment assistance, 100% financing. There's things like the MCC, the mortgage credit certificate, are all programs that you could qualify for just for being a first-time home buyer. So it's best to kind of get that pre-approval so you know exactly where you stand. So if you have a goal of getting 100% financing or getting that down payment assistance, you're able to know exactly how you can achieve that.
Okay, and we'll probably will, in future conversations, we'll probably maybe dig deeper into some of those incentives, because I know there's a lot of them and you can't just cover them all in just one section. So, is now the right time to buy for home buyers, or and I know there's a lot of different decisions that play into that. A lot of it has to do with the home buyers themselves. affordability mindset, comfortability. So what is your thoughts on is now the right time to buy?
I feel like now's the right time to buy, just because of the affordability of the market. Being that there's not a ton of people out purchasing homes now, you have a better advantage. Not only that,
Well, it's just about is now the right time to buy?
well, I think that now's the best time to buy just because of the lack of competition now. You have a better chance. You being a first time home buyer, if you're in a multi offer situation, you have an advantage because you don't have as many people to go to bat with. And even though, everybody says that, they want to wait until rates go down, which I completely understand. But at the same time, we don't know when that's going to happen. Every day that you're waiting, you're paying rent, not investing in your future, and you're not, getting your foot in the door as far as home ownership.
Right, right. So, if we were to like just talk to the buyers now and say, okay, what should they be doing now to get ready for that buying opportunity?
Well, the first step is being pre-approved. Well, after you meet an agent, but getting your pre-approval to know exactly where you stand, just to see how far out you are before you decide when you want to buy or start looking at homes or start thinking of what your budget is or what you can afford. It's better to kind of get those types of things on paper so you know for sure rather than just guessing.
Okay. Diamond, what are the first steps to pre-approval?
Well, the first steps to pre-approval is completing an application. And luckily at Dash Home Loans, our applications are no cost, no commitment. We just want to see exactly what we can do to help you achieve home ownership.
Well, good. So, I think we've covered some of those questions that keep people awake at night, especially as a home buyer or a new home buyer. So I think we have covered those now. Stay tuned for further sessions like this, and we'll bring Diamond back and dig deeper some of those incentives and some of those plans that can help you in your buying process. So thank you for joining us.
Bye.